Meet Officer Kane, codenamed Nightblood, the city's most relentless cop. Every night, he roams the streets in his customized interceptor, hunting down the city's most dangerous criminals who use cars as their weapon of choice. It's just past 4 a.m. when Kane gets a call. A notorious gang, known for high-speed thefts, has been spotted on the outskirts. They're armed with souped-up muscle cars, and they're not stopping for anyone. Kane spots the gang up ahead. They're rolling in a convoy of custom muscle cars, engines roaring. As they hit the gas, Kane follows, knowing this chase will push him to the limit. The gang members try to shake him off with rapid turns, darting through alleys and cutting across intersections. One of them made a mistake in the first intersection. He lost control and crashed into an oncoming car. He was quickly arrested by a police officer who was trying to catch up. The driver who was hit by him was treated at the scene. Kane is now following two muscle cars, each having over 800 horsepower. As they are doing another sharp turn through an intersection, an oncoming car lost control while trying to avoid them, and it crashed into oncoming traffic. They then entered a residential area where they got blocked by a reversing Range Rover. They swerved on a sidewalk, hitting piano. As they enter the tunnel, the gang makes their move. One car swerves in front of Kane, braking hard. Kane anticipates the move, jerking the wheel, before doing a revenge move by doing a pit maneuver. However, that didn't stop the driver from fleeing. Nightblood called for roadblock with spike strips. A driver in Chrysler ran through spikes, lost control, and crashed into oncoming Dodge Ram. Units prepared for arresting the driver quickly pulled next to the Chrysler and arrested the driver. The remaining gang member pushed the gas pedal, but unfortunately, he didn't slow down on a red light and he flew into intersection before he T-boned a Ford Raptor. That disabled both of the vehicles. Officer Nightblood quickly stopped and made sure that the gang member won't go anywhere. Nightblood called ambulance and backup units to help him to arrest the driver and clear the road. All three gang members were sent to prison with drug dealing, car thefts, and street racing. However, there are more members hiding in the city. Should we find them? Check out MadMonk, our channel partner, who provides top quality vitamins and brain supplements. Officer Mark was patrolling the Texas roads, alert as he navigated his route. Suddenly, as he stopped at an intersection, he spotted a green pickup truck speeding recklessly. With lights flashing, Mark signaled for the driver to pull over, but the driver refused, accelerating even faster as Mark called for backup. The pursuit intensified as the green truck swerved dangerously into oncoming traffic, forcing cars off the road and nearly causing several catastrophic accidents. Suddenly, the driver lost control and, in a blur, the truck veered off the narrow road and collided with a tree at an alarming speed. Officers rushed to the wreckage, only to find it was too late. The driver, identified as 37-year-old Derek, the owner of a local bar, had been killed on impact. In the somber aftermath, investigators found alcohol in his bloodstream. Derek had been battling significant personal and financial hardships, and this tragic decision to drive under the influence sealed his fate. Lesson: a single decision to drive drunk can lead to irreversible tragedy. No amount of distress is worth risking lives on the road. On a warm August 8th, 2023, a stolen BMW M4 tore through the city streets, pursued by 3 police cars in a high-stakes chase. Behind the wheel was 17-year-old Thomas, a member of an organized group, weaving recklessly through traffic at over 100 miles per hour, ignoring all orders to stop. The officers devised a plan to set up spike strips, hoping to stop the car before it caused harm. But as the chase ascended an overpass, the narrow road and high speeds pushed the danger to its peak. Just as the BMW hit a sharp dip, the car lifted off the ground, and upon landing, Thomas lost control. In a terrible twist, he spun out and collided head-on with an oncoming semi-truck. The police quickly encircled the wrecked BMW, rescuing Thomas from the mangled vehicle. With broken legs and a dislocated shoulder, he faced multiple surgeries before recovering and facing prison time for his crimes. Lesson: recklessness on the road endangers everyone, and no thrill is worth the cost of lives or the consequences of crime. Officer Park's pursuit that sunny Saturday was fast and desperate. A pickup truck, driven by 24-year-old Richard, sped away with stolen cargo, tearing down the road with officers close behind. Traffic was steady, but the speed and chaos of the chase felt as if it froze the city around them. Then the worst happened. As Richard approached an intersection at full speed, he ran a red light and T-boned a minivan, sending his truck into 2 additional cars waiting in oncoming lanes. The scene was horrific. The driver of the minivan lost their life, while other drivers fortunately escaped with only minor injuries. Richard, injured but alive, was transported to the hospital and later sentenced to 2 years in prison, along with 300 hours of public service. He faced the consequences of his reckless actions, but the devastation left in his wake would never be erased. Lesson: reckless driving can bring permanent loss and irreversible pain. No stolen goods are worth the life of another. Officer Peter was patrolling the River State area, his day calm, until chaos surged onto the scene. A speeding car, reported by multiple callers, overtook him, the driver recklessly swerving through traffic. Peter's pursuit began, his heart pounding as the driver refused to stop, weaving dangerously and creating havoc on the road. Attempting several tactical maneuvers, Peter made several attempts to stop the driver, who spun out but continued on each time, narrowly escaping. Just as Peter called for backup, the driver lost control on a sharp curve, skidding into the grass. But as soon as his wheels hit the road again, he floored it, defiantly returning to his path of destruction. In a swift move, an officer executed another pit maneuver, boxing the driver in. But the chaos wasn't over. The driver smashed into a police car, trying to flee once more. This time, Peter was relentless, closing in and executing a final maneuver that brought the vehicle to a stop. Officers apprehended the driver, a 40-year-old man with a history of violations, whose license was immediately suspended. Lesson: driving under the influence turns a car into a weapon. Refusing to stop only amplifies the danger, and the consequences can be severe and lasting.